The rain hit like a betrayal, pounding the Seattle sidewalks as if the sky itself had decided to drown my secrets. I stumbled out of the coffee shop, umbrella forgotten inside. My phone clutched like a lifeline while the voicemail from my ex played on loop in my head. "You're too broken for this, Alex. Just stay alone." Lightning cracked overhead, and in that split second, I saw him. My neighbor, the unbreakable wall of a man from apartment 4B, charging through the downpour without a jacket, his eyes locking on me like I was the only thing worth saving. He didn't say a word, just scooped me up as the wind howled, my heart slamming against his chest like it recognized home. And in that absurd, soaking moment, carried me 3 blocks to our building, whispering the first soft thing I'd ever heard from him. "I've got you." I'd sworn off love after Marcus. 3 years of him making me feel like a side character in his perfect life, successful lawyer, charming to everyone but me, until he left for someone who fit better. A woman, he said, because that's what his family expected. The betrayal wasn't just the cheating, it was the erasure, the way he made my queerness feel like a phase he could outgrow. So I built walls, long hours at the graphic design firm, nights buried in freelance gigs, and a rotation of friends who kept things light, no strings. Seattle suited that isolation, gray skies mirroring my mood, the constant drizzle a reminder that nothing stuck. Evan lived next door, but we might as well have been strangers. Tall, built like he benched presses for breakfast, with that perpetual 5 o'clock shadow, and eyes the color of Puget Sound on a stormy day. He was a firefighter. I knew from the badge on his jacket and the way he moved, like he owned gravity. We'd nod in the elevator, maybe a hey, if the lobby light flickered. He seemed straight as an arrow, dating women from what I overheard through thin walls. Laughter, clinking glasses, the occasional door slam. I told myself it didn't matter. Crushes were for fools, and I was done being one. But that night, as he set me down in the lobby, water pooling at our feet, something shifted. My shirt clung to my skin, shivering not just from cold. "You okay?" he asked, voice rough like gravel under tires, but his hand lingered on my arm, steadying. "Yeah, thanks. Didn't peg you for the hero type." I tried to laugh it off, but it came out shaky. He shrugged, that stoic mask cracking just a fraction. "Everyone needs pulling out of the fire sometimes." Then he was gone, up the stairs, leaving me staring at the elevator doors like they'd swallowed my resolve. The next morning, my phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. "Coffee's on me if you want to dry off properly. Evan, for B." I stared at it for 10 minutes, thumb hovering. Friendship? Fine. Romance? Hell no. But isolation was a slow poison, and maybe a neighborly chat wouldn't kill me. We met at the shop where I'd left my umbrella, the one with the rainbow flag in the window, a quiet haven for folks like me. Evan was already there, 2 steaming mugs on the table, his frame dwarfing the cozy chairs. Up close, he smelled like pine and smoke, the kind that lingered after a bonfire. "Figured you take it black," he said, sliding one over. "Psychic now." I sat, forcing casual. "Or just spying on my trash. Empty K-cups don't lie." A rare smile tugged his lips. "Guilty. But hey, it's a start." We talked weather first, Seattle's endless gift, then jobs. Mine, pixels and deadlines, hiding behind screens. His, adrenaline and ashes, saving lives while dodging his own questions. He mentioned his sister, Mia, a trans woman who'd moved to Portland after their conservative parents cut her off. "She's tough," he said, voice softening. "Reminds me why I do this job. Can't let the world burn everyone." I nodded, sipping too hot coffee. Family stuff's a minefield. Mine's distant. Dad thinks my phase will pass if I just meet the right girl. The words slipped out, rawer than intended. Evan's eyes met mine, steady. "Phases are bullshit. You're you. That's enough." Heat crept up my neck. Not embarrassment, but something warmer. We parted with plans for a hike next weekend, nothing heavy. Friendship, I reminded myself. Safe. But Mia texted me that night. Evan had given her my number, the sneak. "Heard you got hero saved. Big bro doesn't do that for just anyone. Watch out, he's got layers." Layers. Great. I didn't need an excavation project. The hike was Olympic National Park, a ferry ride and trail that wound through ancient ferns dripping with mist. Evan packed like a pro, sandwiches, water, bear spray. Just in case, he grinned, but his eyes scanned the path ahead, always alert. We talked more. Books, he loved Vonnegut's cynicism. I pushed for Baldwin's fire. Music, indie folk for me, classic rock for him. By the third mile, sweat beading despite the chill, he asked about Marcus. Saw the asshole once, picking up mail. Looked like he ironed his regrets. I laughed, a real one. He did. Every morning. You know, you're easier to talk to than most of my friends. Flattery? From the guy who swears off entanglements. He bumped my shoulder, playful, but his gaze held mine a beat too long. I pulled away first, heart-tripping. Friends, Evan. That's the deal. He nodded, but the air hummed with unsaid things. On the ferry back, rain pattering the windows, he draped his jacket over my shoulders without asking. It smelled like him, enveloped me. I closed my eyes, pretending it was just warmth. Back in the city, life intruded. Work piled up, a client demanding revisions on a queer pride campaign. Ironic since they wanted it less aggressive. I vented to my best friend, Jordan, over beers at a dive bar in Capitol Hill. Jordan, non-binary and unapologetically fierce, with tattoos mapping their journey from small-town Ohio to Seattle's art scene, leaned in. Girl, or guy, or NB, you're glowing. Spill. It's nothing. Neighbor. Hike buddy. They smirked, swirling their IPA. The hot firefighter? Honey, that's not nothing. But if he's straight. He's not. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I'm not risking it. Jordan's eyes softened. After Marcus, I get it. But walls keep out the good stuff too. Remember when I almost ghosted Riley? Scared shitless of another dead-name disaster. But look at us now. Riley was their partner, a soft-spoken librarian who'd stuck through the transitions. I envied that quiet strength. Yeah, well, not all of us get fairy tales. Everyone does, if they let the prince, or princess, through the gate. I rolled my eyes, but the seed planted. That night, alone, I scrolled Evan's sparse socials. Photos of wildfires tamed, Mia's wedding, to a woman, beaming, no exes tagged. One post caught me, a quote, "The heart wants what it wants. Don't let fear veto it." Posted a year ago, on what looked like his birthday. Alone. The following week, conflict brewed. A call from my mom. "Alex, your cousin's wedding. Bring a date? A nice girl, maybe?" Subtext, "Fix this." I hung up, slamming a cabinet. Evan knocked, concern etching his face. Heard the crash. "You good?" Family drama. The usual, straighten up edition. I waved it off, but he stepped in, filling my tiny kitchen. "Want to talk? Or punch something? I've got gloves." We ended up on my couch, takeout forgotten, me spilling about the wedding invite, the pressure to perform normalcy. He listened, then shared, "My folks are the same. After Mia came out, they prayed for clarity. I came out to her first, bisexual, figuring it out. They don't know. Afraid it'd break them." The word hung, bisexual, not straight. My pulse raced. "Evan." He rubbed his neck, vulnerable. "Doesn't change anything. Or it changes everything. Your call." I leaned in, our knees brushing, the room shrinking. But doubt clawed. Misunderstandings from Marcus echoed. Was this pity? A phase for him too? "I need time," I whispered. He nodded, standing. "Take it. I'm not going anywhere." But he did, in a way. Shift at the station pulled him away, and my freelance deadline buried me. Texts tapered. Missed the trail? Unanswered amid panic. Then, the storm hit, literal and figurative. A nor'wester slammed Seattle, winds toppling trees, power flickering. I was mid-call with Jordan when the line died. Lights out. Phone at 5%. Panic set in. Elevators down, stairs dark. A branch crashed against my window, glass rattling. I texted Evan, "Storm's bad. Power out." No reply. His shift. Alone in the dark, old fears surged. Abandonment. The boy who'd left me crying in high school after his friends called me fairy. Thunder boomed, and I curled up, whispering, "Not again." Then, pounding at the door. "Alex, it's me." Evan's voice muffled. I yanked it open, flashlight beam catching his soaked uniform, helmet under arm. "Station sent us out for welfare checks. Yours was first." Relief flooded, but so did tears. I thought. He pulled me into a hug, rain-cold but solid. Never think that. We sat by candlelight, sharing my last protein bar, stories flowing. His first fire call, saving a kid from a blaze. My design for a trans youth center, rejected by funders scared of politics. As embers from the tea light danced, he traced my hand. I meant what I said. About layers. About you. Our lips met, soft, tentative, tasting of salt and storm. No rush, just unraveling. But dawn brought reality. His phone buzzed, dispatch calling him back. Wedding's tomorrow, I murmured, pulling away. Family gauntlet. Go. But know this. I'm in, if you are. I nodded, but doubt lingered. At the wedding, suburban Maryland, all white lace and judgment. Cousins cornered me. Still single? Market's tough for guys like you. Dad's pat on the back. Plenty of time to settle down properly. I fled to the balcony. Rain slicked again when Mia called, Evan's sister. Heard about the wedding. Bro's pacing like a caged bear. Said something about carrying you through storms. I laughed, bitter. Metaphorically too, huh? Listen, Alex. Evan's scared too. Grew up hiding from mom and dad. But he sees you, really sees. Don't let fear win. Back in Seattle, I confronted him. Not with words, but action. Knocked on 4B, heart hammering. He opened, towel around waist post-shower, surprise melting to hope. Alex, I plan to avoid this forever, I said, stepping in. But you carried me. Now let me stay. We talked for hours, unpacking prejudices. His internalized biphobia from firehouse jokes, my trust scars from Marcus's gaslighting. Friendship wove through. Jordan met Evan over brunch, Riley grilling him on allyship. Pass, they texted later. But barely. Make him earn it. Surprises came. Evan's parents visited, unannounced. Tension crackled. Awkward dinners where dad grilled me on career stability. Mom eyeing Evan's bachelor pad. Then, the bomb. Mia announced her pregnancy via video call, IVF triumph. Joy erupted, but undercurrents swirled, parents' relief masking old wounds. Evan pulled me aside. They're trying. For her. Maybe for us. But misunderstanding struck. A photo leaked online. Us at a pride event, arms linked. Firehouse buddies razzied him. Switching teams, Voss? He laughed it off, but I saw the flinch. That night, he withdrew, shifts longer. Talk to me. I pleaded over cooling pasta. It's nothing. Just noise. Bullshit. If we're doing this, no walls. He sighed. They think it's a phase. Like with Mia. What if they're right? What if I hurt you? The conflict peaked. I stormed out, crashing at Jordan's. He's just like Marcus, hiding when it counts. Jordan hugged me. Or he's terrified of losing you. Give him the storm to pass. I did. Texted, meet me at the shop. Umbrellas waiting. He showed, drenched again, no coat. I'm all in, Alex. No phases. You matter. We fight the fire together. We did. Climax built at a department gala. Evan's invite. Black tie amid brass and badges. I wore my best suit, nerves jangling. Parents there, schmoozing. When Dad cornered Evan. Heard your roommates now. Good influence. Evan straightened. More than that, sir. Alex is my partner. And he's the best damn thing in my life. Silence. Then Dad's nod. Stiff, but real. About time someone said it straight. Laughter broke, tension shattering. We danced under chandeliers, his hand in mine, the room fading. Surprises lingered. Mia's baby shower, where Evan proposed co-parenting stories for the kid. Uncle Alex's designs for their room. My firm's Pride campaign relaunched, bolder, with Evan's photo op. But drama peaked one last time, a call in the night. Evan's rig to a warehouse blaze, collapsed trapping him. Hospital wait. Endless, my hand in Mia's. He'll fight, she whispered. Like always. He did. Woke groggy. First words. Missed the storm. We rebuilt. Therapy for his PTSD, my vulnerability journal. Love deepened through friendships. Game nights with Jordan and Riley. Hikes with Mia's wife. Prejudices faded. Not gone, but shared burdens. Months later, another rang. We walked the same streets, umbrellas linked. Plan to avoid this, I said. He stopped, kissed my temple. Glad you didn't. In the downpour, we ran, laughing, free. Storms came, but together, we carried each other. The quiet after the gala lingered like a held breath, but Seattle's rhythm didn't pause for our fragile peace. Work dragged me into a vortex of revisions, my Pride campaign now a hit, but the client wanted inclusivity tweaks, code for toning down the trans voices. I buried frustration in sketches, late nights blurring into Evan's empty side of the bed. He was healing, physically, ribs taped, but the nightmares clawed deeper. I'd wake to his thrashing, murmuring, "Get out," to ghosts of smoke. One dawn, coffee brewing, he confessed over the hiss of the machine. "Can't shake it. The beam falling, thinking of you waiting." His voice cracked, that stoic facade crumbling like ash. I set down my mug, pulled him close. "Then let me in. We talk it out, or I start charging rent for therapy sessions." A ghost of a smile. "Deal. But you're overcharging." We found a counselor, Dr. Lena, a no-nonsense dyke in her 50s with an office overlooking the Sound, walls lined with photos of her wife's art shows. Sessions were raw. Evan's guilt over almost from the job, my resentment toward Marcus bubbling up in misplaced barbs. "You snap at me like I'm him," Evan said once, eyes hurt. "I'm sorry. It's the echo, not you." Tears stung, but truth cut deeper. Development meant dissecting, not dodging. Friendships anchored us. Jordan hosted a rebuild brunch, pancakes stacked like Jenga, Riley quizzing Evan on queer history trivia. Named 3 Stonewall figures. They challenged, eyebrow arched. Marsha P. Johnson, Sylvia Rivera, and the forgotten barflies who showed up anyway. Evan nailed it, earning a fist bump. Jordan leaned in later. "He's a keeper, Alex. But if he flakes, I've got a taser." Mia's visit upended the calm. She arrived with baby bump glowing, wife Tara in tow, tall, tattooed, a mechanic with grease under nails and a laugh that filled rooms. "Seattle suits you lovebirds," Mia teased, hugging me tight. Evan's less grumpy. We toured the market, fishmongers hollering, tulips bursting color against gray skies. But under the stalls, prejudice simmered. A vendor's side-eye at Tara's ink. "You ladies military?" Misgendering Mia's bump as "congrats on the little man." Evan tensed, but Mia waved it off. "Water off a duck's back. Save the fire for real fights." That night, barbecue on our fire escape, stars pricking the urban haze. Stories flowed. Tara's coming out at her garage, tools clanging as fists flew. Evan's first bisexual fumblings in college. A boyfriend who ghosted after finals. "Felt like failure," he admitted, beer bottle sweating in his hand. I squeezed his knee. "Not failure. Fuel." Surprise struck via email. My ex, Marcus, reaching out. "In town for work. Coffee. Closure." My stomach nodded. Closure? Or regret parade? Evan saw the screen, jaw tight. "You owe him nothing." "I know. But maybe I need to say goodbye for real." He nodded, trust flickering. "Go. I'll be here." The meet was at a sterile Starbucks near the airport, irony thick. Marcus, polished as ever, suit crisp. "You look good, Alex." "Settled." "Partnered, actually." I slid the photo across. Us at the gala mid-laugh. His smile faltered. "Happy for you." I messed up. Therapy helped. Realized I was running from myself. Words I'd craved, but they landed hollow. "Too late. You erased me. Find your truth without dragging others under." I left, rain starting again, chest lighter. Texted Evan, "Done. Home." He met me at the door, arms open. "Proud of you." But conflict brewed from Evan's side. A firehouse promotion, lieutenant, his dream, but whispers followed. "Voss with the guy?" Distracted, Chief pulled him aside. "Personal life's personal, but keep it clean." Department's image. Evan internalized, shifts turning him silent. Dinners grew tense, my questions deflected. "Just tired." "Bullshit. Talk, or I'm sleeping on the couch." The blow-up came after a false alarm, middle of night siren, him gone till dawn. I paced, Jordan on speed dial. He's shutting down. Like Marcus, but worse. Give him space? No. Drag him to couples counseling. Dr. Lena's got room. Session next day, Evan spilled. "Feel like I'm failing you. Job's all I had before, now it's tainted." Dr. Lena leaned forward. "Prejudice isn't yours to carry alone. What if you owned it? Show them who you are." He did. At the next department picnic, backyard burgers, kids chasing frisbees, Evan introduced me openly. "My partner, Alex. Designer, better half." Murmurs rippled, but a veteran clapped his back. "About time, Voss." "Welcome, Alex." Not all cheers, but cracks in the wall. Climax loomed with Evan's parents' anniversary trip. They invited us. Neutral ground. Portland with Mia. Family healing. Mom emailed. Tentative. Evan hesitated. They know about Mia's wife. Barely. Us. Volcano. Try, I urged. For the layers. Portland bloomed. Roses rioting. Willamette sparkling. Dinner at a riverside bistro. Candlelight glinting off wine glasses. Dad cleared his throat post-toasts. Evan mentioned. Changes. You too. Air thickened. Evan gripped my hand under the table. Yeah. Alex and I are together. Love him. Silence stretched, Mom's fork pausing. Then, surprising, she smiled, small, real. Happier than I've seen you, son. That's what matters. Dad grunted. As long as you're safe. World's rough. Not acceptance, but a door ajar. Mia texted later, progress. Baby's kicking, Uncle Judy's start now. Back home, tensions eased, but surprise twisted, my firm's layoff notice. Economy dip, restructuring. Panic surged, freelance my net, but Evan's steady now felt like a crutch. I can cover us, he offered, arms around me in the kitchen. No, independence or bust. Pride stung, but truth deeper, fear of dependency, echoing Marcus's control. Jordan rallied. Co-working space? I've got leads. Riley added. And my library's hiring graphic help. I dove in, pitching campaigns to queer nonprofits. Trans Health app by Visibility Zine. Rejections piled, but one yes. A podcast on intersectional love, needing branding. Your story, the host said. Raw, real. Recording day, mic hot, words tumbling. Love isn't linear. It's storms, misunderstandings, choosing each other anyway. Evan listened later, headphones on, eyes misty. That's us. Development peaked in quiet. Therapy wrapping. Evan sleeping through nights. My portfolio swelling. Friendships deepened. Group hike. Jordan coming out as poly to us first, testing waters. You two set the bar. Then, the ultimate conflict. Evan's ex, Kyle, a bi guy from college, just visiting. Dinner invite. Platonic, Evan swore. But jealousy gnawed. Me, the new, him the ghost. I bowed out. Go. Clear air. He didn't. Called. Screw that. You're mine now. Kyle's text followed. Heard you're the one. Treat him right. He deserves it. Misunderstanding dissolved in laughter. Over ice cream at midnight. Ghosts banished, Evans said. Climax crested at Pride. Floats thumping bass. Rainbows everywhere. We marched, Evans hand high with mine. Parents' card in pocket. Proud. Visit soon. Surprise. Mia's water broke mid-parade. Chaos to hospital. Baby girl arriving at dawn. Tiny, fierce. Holding her, Evan whispered. Our turn someday? Heart full, I nodded. When ready. Storms passed, but we danced in them. Love, not lightning. Summer heat baked Seattle, a rare mercy after endless drips, turning our fire escape into a grill. Evan manned the burgers, apron smeared, while I mixed margaritas, salt rims, lime zing. Jordan and Riley sprawled on mismatched cushions, debating best queer anthems. Chapman or Cowboy Carter? Tara FaceTimed from Portland, baby Nora gurgling in the background. Uncle Evan's got dad vibes, she teased, zooming on his spatula flip. He blushed, flipping off camera. Practice run. Alex's turn next, diaper duty. Laughter rolled, easy as the salt air. But under it, my layoff scar itched. The podcast gig bloomed into steady work. Episodes on by erasure, non-binary joys, but imposter syndrome whispered, fluke. You'll crash. Evan noticed, post-flip. Pitch that book cover series. You're gold. Gold doesn't pay rent. Snapped sharper than mint. He paused, tongs midair. Hey, we're team. Lean. I did. Later, sketching by lamplight while he read Vonnegut aloud. Voice rumbling like distant thunder. Friendship with him felt like that. Steady hum, no flash. Surprise ambushed via mail, Marcus's wedding invite. To his fit, a woman, circled in society pages. Join us. Scribbled note. Wishing you the closure I found. Rage boiled, then fizzled to pity. I showed Evan, who snorted. RSVP, hard pass. With sprinkles. We burned it in the sink, flames licking, smoke curling. Then made love slow, reclaiming space. No rush, just us. Fall crept in, leaves turning crimson like warning flags. Evan's promotion brought long hours, training rookies, strategy sessions. I filled gaps with Jordan's co-op, art crawls, queer poetry slams. There, I met Theo, lithe poet, eyes like storm clouds, reciting lines that hooked my guarded heart. Love's a thief, he ended, gaze lingering. Innocent at first, coffee after, words weaving dreams. But Evan saw the text, your sketches inspire. Dinner? Friend? He asked, neutral. Yeah, colleague vibe. Trust held, but seeds of doubt sprouted. Prejudices I thought buried resurfaced. My own, projecting Marcus's flirtations. The conflict ignited at a station holiday party, tinsel-draped hall, brass band blaring carols. Theo showed, invited by a mutual, networking. He cornered me by the punch. Your work's fire. Like you. Evan, across the room, watched, jaw set. Later, drive home silent, wipers slapping rain. Spit it, I said. Who's he? Poet. Harmless. Harmless texts at 2 a.m. Heat flared. Jealous? After Kyle. That's different. Is it? Trust goes both ways. He pulled over, tires hissing. I'm scared, Alex. Of losing you to someone who doesn't carry the load. Tears stung. Then talk, don't stew. We did. Parked in downpour, truths pouring. His fear, biphobia's shadow, exes who bailed on complications. Mine, abandonment's echo, always the left. Forgive the wall, he murmured. Forgive the snap. Kiss sealed it, rain drumming approval. Development deepened through winter, joint therapy with Dr. Lena, role-playing triggers. What if he flirts, she prompted. I say. Cool, but I'm taken. Evan practiced, earnest. My turn, what if the job pulls you away? Then I choose home. Simple, profound. Spring surprised with opportunity, a gallery show for queer artists. Jordan pushed, your designs, submit. Hesitant, I did. Opening night. Crowd buzzing, my panels glowing. Digital collages of intertwined hands. Every shade, every story. Evan there, suit sharp, Mia and Tara toasting with Nora on hip. A critic approached, raw emotion. Book deal potential. Evan squeezed my hand. Told you gold. But climax brewed familial. Evan's parents, post me as example, requested a talk. Dinner at their suburban ranch. Pot roast simmering, tension thick as gravy. Dad cleared throat. Seen the news. Fires, promotions. Proud. And, you too. Stable. Evan nodded. Very. Love him, Dad. Mom teared. We were blind. Mia helped. Want grandkids? Nora's not enough. Laughter broke ice. Someday, I said. Our way. They nodded. Progress. Jagged but real. Misunderstanding twisted via Theo, an article quoting him, inspired by a designer's heart. Fans speculated, new muse? Evan's phone blew, housemates ribbing. He laughed, but eyes shadowed. Talk, I echoed. It's noise, but feels like exposure. We countered, joint post, photo of us hiking, caption, my muse, my storm chaser. Likes poured, but better, messages from closeted firefighters. Thanks for showing it's possible. Friendships fortified, Riley's library exhibit, Jordan's poly announcement party, Evan bartending, awkward but game. Love spectrum, he toasted. Cheers to that. Summer circled back, heat wave lifting. Mia's second visit, Nora toddling, Tara wrenching on our beater car. Free tune up, she winked. Stories swapped, Nora's first word, uncle. But prejudice peaked, neighbors glare at our pride flag. Evan confronted, calm, problem. Nah, just, different. Different's good. Try it. Door closed, lesson lingered. The true high tide crashed with Evan's injury flare, old rib twinging during drill. Our weight, my hand in his, fears spilling. Can't lose you. Won't happen. MRI clear, but resolve hardened. Cross-training, less frontline. My gallery led to book deal. Hearts in the margins, queer love tales illustrated. Launch party, packed, Evan emceeing. To Alex, thief of hearts, keeper of mine. Tears, applause. After, rooftop, city twinkling. Plan to avoid, I whispered. Best plot twist. Storms. Weed weather, woven tight, love's quiet roar. Autumn winds stripped trees bare, mirroring the vulnerability we'd clawed toward. Book edits consumed me. Deadlines like chains, illustrations bleeding into dreams. Evan adapted, cooking experiments turning kitchen to war zone. Charred stir-fry, salvaged by takeout. Team effort, he'd quip, scraping pans. Jordan's polydynamic bloomed. New partner, Sam, a barista with infectious curls. Double date at a queer trivia night. Teams storm chasers versus polypossums. We crushed history round. Evan nailing bisex icons, but bombed pop culture. Laughter healed old fissures. Surprise via mail, dad's letter, post-wedding fallout. Saw your work online. Proud, son. Mom says visit, bring Evan. No pressure. Handwritten, shaky, stroke recovery, unspoken. Evan read over shoulder. Go. Us. Together. Portland trip, crisp air, craft brews. Parents home warmed, photos of Nora everywhere. Dinner talk flowed. Dad's rehab stories, mom's knitting circle tales. Made a blanket for the baby, she said shyly. Blues and greens, for storms. Evan teared. Perfect. Acceptance deepened, not flawless. Awkward questions on future plans, but bridge built. Back, conflict simmered at work. Podcast host pushed expansion. Live tour, cities preaching resilience. Your voice, Alex, magnetic. Evan supported. Do it. I'll cover shifts. But doubt nod. Distance after his injury scare? What if it pulls us? Then video dates. Stronger for it. Tour kicked off. Portland opener, Mia hosting. Stage lights hot. Crowd electric. Stories of misunderstandings melting into connection. Q&A. How'd you know he was it? Storm. Carried me. Applause thundered. Seattle stop. Home turf. Evan front row. Eyes locked. Post-show, green room hug. Killed it. But misunderstanding brewed. A fan's DM. Flirty, persistent. Evan saw. Old jealousy flickering. Fame side effect. Haven't replied. Hurt stung. He deflated. Sorry. PTSD echo, loss fear. Therapy call back. Dr. Lena's couch, unpacking. Jealousy's a signal, not sin, she said. What need hides? Security, Evan admitted. Prove we're solid. We did. Vow renewal. Quiet. Backyard with friends. Rings exchanged anew. Jordan officiating, dramatic. In sickness, storms, and shitty takeout. Laughter sealed. Winter holidays tested. Joint family dinner. My side via Zoom. Dad thawing. His, full table. Nora's first Christmas. Stocking stuffed. Chaos joyful. But prejudice peaked. Uncle's offhand lifestyle choice jab. Evan tensed, but I jumped. Choice? Nah. Truth. Like your beer gut. Table froze, then chuckled. Uncle grumbled, but seed planted. Surprise. Book hit bestseller. Queer lit list. Media calls, interviews. 1. NPR, probing. Avoid romance, then. Life's plot twist. Best kind. Evan listened in bed, proud. My author. Spring surged with creation. Evan's side hustle, woodworking, custom signs for queer businesses. Pride plaques, he called them. Mine, illustrations for his station's diversity training. Friendships evolved. Sam's integration seamless. Group trip to Olympics. Tents, trails, truths around campfire. Riley shared transition regrets. Almost stayed hidden. Jordan, me too. But y'all showed safe. Climax crested unexpected. Wildfire season early. Evan's crew deployed. Idaho blaze. 2 weeks. Wait was agony. News clips of flames. My sketches frantic. Daily calls. Miss your voice. Miss your mess. Return. Airport hug. Soot-streaked. Home. Reunion raw. Bodies reconnecting. Words soft. Scared me. Sorry. But fought back for us. Development. Joint goals. Adoption seminar. Someday solidifying. Therapy graduated. Tools sharp. Use M. Summer solstice party. Bonfire on beach. Waves lapping. Mia announced twins. Chaos doubled. Toasts. To layers. Loves. Storms survived. Theo showed. Poet now collaborator. Book forward. No sparks. Just respect. You too? Goals. Fall circled. Book tour wrapping. Final stop, NYC. Evan joined, skyline dazzling. Panel. Drama in love, misunderstands? Prejudices, fears. But growth? Magic. After, Central Park stroll, leaves crunching. Forever, he asked. Plan to avoid. Chose you. Hand in hand, city humming. Our story, unfolding. The new year dawned crisp, resolutions whispered over champagne flutes at Jordan's bash, streamers in by pride colors, Sam's playlist thumping. Evan and I pledged adventures. No big, just consistent. Weekly dates, no phones. First, ferry to Bainbridge, salt spray whipping. We hiked mossy paths, talked dreams, his, captaincy, mentoring young queers in the department. Mine, graphic novel, Our Storm is Frame. Chapter 1. The carry, I sketched mentally. Back, reality nipped, Evan's captain push, exams looming, study marathons. I supported, flashcards over coffee. But my novel stalled, blank pages mocking. Jordan prodded at co-op. Block? Spill? Fear? What if it's shit? Then revise. Like us. Surprise, publisher's email, sequel offer. Build on the magic. Evan celebrated. Knew it. But conflict stirred familial. My mom's visit, first since wedding thaw. Airport pickup. Hugs stiff, then softening over dim sum. Evan's nice. Steady. Yeah. Like me, but buffer. Talk turned. Dad's asking about grandkids. Subtle. I froze. Mom. Not pushing. Just. Love you. All of it. Tears pricked. Progress. Parental edition. Evan sighed. Parents' cruise invite. Caribbean sun. Family bonding. We went. Waves azure. Decks swaying. Evenings. Stargazing. Dad opening on his youth. Hid crushes too. Army days. Vulnerability viral. Mom confessed. Feared losing you both. But joy. Worth it. Bridge sturdy now. Spring bloomed chaotic. Novel drafting. Evan's exams. Stress simmered. Missed dinners. Curt texts. Misunderstanding. I found his journal. Notes on balance. Not losing self. Am I the weight? Confront. Voice breaking. He paled. No jobs pull. Your anchor. Talk marathon. Midnight kitchen. Truths bared. Need boundaries, he said. Date nights sacred. Agreed. Rekindled. Picnic in Discovery Park. Sandwiches soggy but sweet. Friendships. Riley's promotion. Head librarian. Queer archive lead. Party. Toasts. Dances. Sam proposed to Jordan. Rings simple. Story epic. Us next. Evan whispered. Someday. Surprise twisted. Old colleague from firm. Lawsuit brewing. Discrimination suit. Your campaign? Pivotal evidence. Testimony day. Courtroom sterile. Heart pounding. Words steady. Erased voices hurt everyone. Win. Settlement. Funds to youth center. Evan waited outside. Hero. Summer heat returned. With it adventure. Road trip. Oregon coast. Campsite salty. Tint talks. Prejudices unpacked. His internalized. From macho firehouse. Mine. From nice gay stereotypes. Break him, he said. Bonfire crackle. Climax. Evacuation order. Coastal fire. Smoke choking. Hike aborted. Dash to safety. Car radio blaring. Evan's hand mine. We've got this. Motel night. Huddled. Storm outside mirroring inside. Scared? I asked. Terrified. But together? Unbreakable. Dawn cleared. Fire contained. Lesson. Love's evacuation plan. Each other. Fall harvest. Novel manuscript done. Beta read. Jordan's notes brutal, loving. Twist the end. More hope. Evan's exam pass. Captain now. Badge shining. Holidays. Full circle. My parents visiting his Nora Center stage. Dinner. Stories overlapping. Laughter loud. Prejudice faded to footnote. Neighbor's flag now waves beside ours. Winter wrap gentle. Book 2 launch. Signing line snaking. Evan Man merch. Buy or I pout. One fan. Your story. Save my coming out. Tears. After party. Rooftop. Snow flurrying. Avoided romance. I toasted. Chased it. Evan clinked. Spring eternal. Adoption classes start. Paperwork mountains. Hearts open. Mia's twins do double duty. Surprises. Dad's email, grandkids? Us too. Visit. Mom's PFLAG pin mailed. Friendships. Group cabin getaway. Games. Ghosts shared. Theo's wedding. Us best men. Speeches roasting. Summer solstice again. Beach fire. Nora dancing. Evan knelt. Ring glinting. Storm with me? Forever. Yes. Vows soon. Intimate. Waves crashing. Jordan. In all weather. Love. Drama's end. Beginning. Years folded like well-worn pages. Each crease a story etched deeper. Our wedding. Clifftop. Salt wind. Tousling vows. Sealed with Jordan's officiation. Riley's playlist. Sam's fireworks. Evan. Tucks rumpled. Eyes locked. Carried you then. Carry us now. Honeymoon. Cabin in Cascades. No signal. Just us. Hikes. Hearth talks. Kids. He mused, fire popping. Ready when universe is. Back. Captaincy bloomed for Evan. Training program. Queer recruits mentored. Your influence, he credited. My novel series soared. Third book. Graphic adaptation. Tours lighter now. Home anchor. Surprise. Positive test. Mia's surrogate gift. Our embryo. Aunt Mia's mad science, she joked. Pregnancy dawn. Ultrasounds. Kicks sinking heartbeats. Fears surfaced. Evan's. Dad fail. Mine. Broken home repeat. Therapy redux. Dr. Lena. Retired but zooming. Parenting storm. Weather it. Friends rallied. Baby shower. Jordan's diaper cake towering. Riley. Storytime. Auntie Judy's. Sam. Uncle playlist. Queer lullabies. Clash came parental. My folks. Thrilled but hovering. Names. Traditions. Dad grilled. Modern mix, I said. Ours. Evan backed. Loves the tradition. His parents. Overjoyed, but mom's worry. World's cruel. Protect. We will, Evan promised. By living loud. Birth. Midnight labor. Evan's hand crushed. Doctors, it's a boy. Joy crashed. Crying bundle. Our Leo. Eyes like storms. Nights blurred. Feeds. Walks. Exhaustion sweet. Evan rocked. Singing off-key rock. I sketched nursery murals. Rainbows in rain. Development. Parenthood's forge. Leo's firsts. Smile. Step. Mirrored ours. Prejudices. Pediatrician's misgender assumption. Little man, huh? Evan corrected gentle. Baby. They'll choose. Surprise. Leo's godparents. Jordan and Riley. Non-traditional, but true. Conflict. Evan's call. Major blaze. Holiday eve. Go. I urged Leo on hip. Hero's home. Wait. Tree lights twinkling. Anxiety coiling. Return. Soot black. Hugging fierce. Missed lights. Made it for you. Spring with toddler. Park romps. Sandcastles crumbling like old doubts. Novel 4. Leo inspired. Tiny hero. Mia's twins. Chaos visit. Kids tumbling. Cousin crew. Evan grinned. Summer adventure. Family camp. Tents. Toasts. Parents joined. My dad bouncing Leo. His mom reading Baldwin. Full circle, she whispered. Fall harvest. Leo's preschool. Queer inclusive. Rainbow walls. Drop-off tears. Mine, not his. Holidays. Expanded table. Sam's family. Theo's partner. Stories spiral. Remember the storm? Laughter. Climax quiet. Leo's question. Age 4. Why 2 dads? Evan knelt. Love picked us. Like stars pick sky. Eyes wide. Cool. Winter wonder. First snow. Sledding. Book award. Graphic novel win. Evan. Our tale. Friends evolutions. Jordan's wedding. Poly vows. Riley's book. Our forward. Surprises. Second embryo. Girl. Luna. 2 years later. Duo storms. Parenthood's drama. Tantrums. Triumphs. Leo's ally moment. Defending classmates. 2 moms from bully. Families different. All awesome. Evan teared. That's you. Aging graces. Evan's silver temples. My laugh lines. Therapy check-ins. Still growing. Always. Storms. Mild now. Teen moods. Job shifts. But carries continue. Me his shoulder post-retirement. Him mine through launches. Legacy. Leo's sketches. Luna's stories. Cycle. Decade mark. Anniversary hike. Same trail. Avoided, I echoed. Chose eternal. Hand in hand, path endless. Love's narrative, unwritten chapters bright.